Thanks, Allison. At this time, I'm just going to jump right in and ask my first question. How would you say that sexual harassment is handled, and is it dependent on the circumstances and even the environment?
Personally, I don't think it's handled very well at all. It's dependent on both the circumstance and the environment, and I just think that it could definitely be handled better than it is.
I think sexual harassment many times is swept under the rug, and I mean, obviously there are some formal channels that you could follow, but
I completely agree that it's swept under the rug, but I think it's swept under in two different fashions. On the one hand, if it's reported, no one really knows what to do with the information besides a small slap on the wrist for whoever it is. But on the other hand, I think women especially are nervous to report it and are nervous, does this even count as sexual harassment? Should I just quiet down and take this one, especially if there's, authority circumstances or if there's circumstances with someone underage. Those are very delicate circumstances. So on the other hand, sexual harassment sometimes isn't handled well by the victim, not going about the right routes of reporting it and making sure it gets better.
Yeah, I feel like girls just they're taught to expect it. Like, oh yeah, that means that they like you and they're flirting with you.
Of course,
and
that's
it's
what
cute.
we're all told in first grade. If a boy's teasing you, it means he likes you. What a terrible way to go about
and then you want it to happen.
Exactly. We're taught that that's something to be flattered by. How terrible is that? Especially the statistics in the STEM field, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, are abysmal because they tend to be male-dominated fields, and women, especially rather attractive women, deal with terrible bullying and harassment at the same time. We have to serve our women better and tell them that sexual harassment is not acceptable, and you are within your rights as a human person to report that.
Yeah, and it just it's so downplayed, and it's bad. It's not good. It's an understatement.
Oh, God. Absolutely.
That leads me to my next question of how should sexual harassment claims be handled at a college?
It should be handled seriously. Like we said, it's not, especially in a college because of the setting that we're in. It's like, oh, it's gonna happen. You're in a setting and you don't have all that much boundaries. It's gonna happen. Just put it, don't handle it.
I think part of the problem with how we're handling it is that we're trying to do like a cleanup afterwards instead of preventative measures.
Exactly.
I think we're doing a better job at doing more Title IX training and more training. I know a lot of the Greek life people and various clubs are trying to promote awareness for not only report sexual harassment, but all of these things qualify as sexual harassment. So while on the hand of punishment, there leaves a lot to be desired. I think what leaves more to be desired is better education so that people know what it is, what counts, and some of the punishments available if you violate any of the guidelines.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think prevention is very important, but I mean, after it's already happened. I mean, if you go, to a superior, somebody stronger, and I think too, it depends if the victim is feeling intimidated or if they're feeling afraid, then someone who's stronger and able to handle the situation, needs to either teach that person how to combat it themselves, which obviously would be ideal, or else step in and deal with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's part of a problem with the way we educate our women, that we should just take it, sort of like you were talking about, like, oh, it's not that big a deal, don't want to make waves, that kind of a thing. So I think that women taking care of other women in that sense is absolutely vital.
And I also feel like women are like interrogated when it happens. Like, we're expected to give every single detail, like it didn't happen, and it's like you have to prove that it happened.
Are you certain you were harassed? Like if you ask them more times, they're gonna say, actually, LOL, just kidding, I made up the whole thing.
It's like, I mean, I feel like I was harassed. Isn't that enough? That should count for something.
But here we are.
Right. Well, I think if you're afraid or you're intimidated, or that's when you need to make a change somehow.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
At this time, I would like to thank you guys very much, but we have to go to a quick break. Please don't kill me. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.